Welcome. In this video, we will discuss about the Oxford vaccine for COVID. So, pandemic has been on uproar for months now, and there has been hope for vaccine from throughout the world. Many countries, Russia, UK, Australia, India, US, they have been trying to develop a vaccine which can put a halt to the present pandemic. In this context, today we will discuss about a vaccine which is developed by the Oxford University and the positive results that it has shown so far. We will discuss about the vaccine as well as we also discuss what does it means to have human trials or clinical trials and how good they hold in the times of pandemic. So let's begin. So first thing we have to do is what is actually this Oxford vaccine. Basically this is now called as AZD1222 coronavirus vaccine. Earlier and this is still into the candidate state, so we cannot call it as a vaccine which has been approved and tried. It is still a candidate for the probable vaccines for your coronavirus. Formerly, this only vaccine was called as CHADOX1 and COV19, and because it was made from this CHADOX1 virus, which is what it is, which is a weakened version of common cold virus. So this particular vaccine is based on the virus of common cold, which has been weakened, that causes infections in chimpanzees, but it has been made in such a way that it will never harm any human, and hence it has been genetically changed so that it is impossible for it to grow in humans. So this is the basis on which your Oxford vaccine is working on. Now, what kind of genetic material it is using? So genetic material has been added to the CHADOX1 construct, which is used to make proteins from SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus. So what kind of protein? So SARS-CoV-2 has a protein attached to it. The crowns that you see in the coronavirus, the spikes, these are the one which proteins, and they attach to the lungs and cause the harms. And this particular proteins are called as spike glycoprotein. Now, why this protein? So this protein is usually found on the surface of your coronavirus molecule and plays an essential role in the infection pathway. So these are the spikes that you see in the coronavirus are the one which get attached to the lungs and cause infections over there. Another thing that you have to know about this vaccine is that it intended to induce both ways of finding as well as attacking pathogens. So now what it will do, it will also work for developing the antibodies as well as T cell response. So it can attack the virus when it is circulating in the blood as well as attacking infected cells. So it works both ways. So it also works with the development of antibodies as well as your T cell responses. So these are some information which are there for Oxford vaccine. Now let's move forward and see why it is called as a new hope and why it has been considered as a major breakthrough. So if you see, first of all, there are 1077 participants, which is not a very huge number but still a good enough number to consider that in phase 1 we are going to have more participants. So we have 1077 participants. And again, it is using the common cold viruses which used to infect chimpanzees, but it has no effect on humans whatsoever. Another thing is that one of the important thing which is actually a major breakthrough is what is published in Lancet. It says that the vaccine candidate produced neutralizing antibodies and boosted the immune system as well. So now they have developed the antibodies as well as T cell immunity, which is a major breakthrough. Also, the people who have participated in the trial, around 70% people developed either fever or headache as side effect, which researchers said could be managed with paracetamol. So there was side effect as should be from a vaccine. And also what going forward they have to do, they have to figure out a way to provide vaccines to the high risk people, which include your health workers and elderly. So we all know this coronavirus is mostly burdensome and in fact unfavorably skewed towards the elderly population, and because of it they are the high risk people, and once this vaccine is into the production state, those people should be the one to get access to it in the first hand. Another things that we have to know about this, that how it is tried. First of all, we are in phase 1 where they have started with the phase 2 and phase 3 in some countries, but these are the result of phase 1. So phase 1 has involved around 1077 healthy adults aged between 18 to 55. So they have not gone to the high risk ages, they have only done the for the adults, which is 18 to 55, and obviously they should not have any history of COVID-19. So now they have also formed a control group where the 50% of the population were given non-COVID vaccines, so have a control group where they can see the actual effects of vaccines. What are the outcomes? It has been observed that the single dose led to antibodies by day 28, and there are marked increase in SARS-CoV-2 specific T cell response. So basically what happened, it also developed the antibodies as well as it triggered the T cell immunity. The vaccine caused minor side effect, as already discussed. There were minor side effect, but nothing that could not be handled by a paracetamol. And what does that mean? So the fact that vaccine also triggered a T cell response is an encouraging sign. Because what is T cell response is basically, T cell response means that the vaccine able to stimulate the part of immunity that learns. So even after vaccines, if this kind of pandemic or this virus get into your body at a later stage, T cells learns and remember how to attack, like how to develop antibodies against such virus even in future. So this vaccine provide a positive sign on that those perspective. But still we are in a very early phase. What is still unknown? The researcher said that more study needed to check if this vaccine is enough to prevent an infection. So now again we have only done it on 1077 people. More thorough investigation need to be done how this could be help in stopping the infection. So because of this, in next phase 2 and phase 3, more people will undergo the trials and there will be better immunity. So now let's see what exactly are clinical trials. So clinical trials, or also called as human trials, are experimental studies on human participants that helps to determine the safety concern, effectivity and potential of a particular treatment. Now think about it, that earlier there has to be a animal trial. So how it goes forward with the vaccine or drug or any kind of medicine which has to be mass produced, it is first done on the theoretical basis where they do in a lab and try to understand what kind of components could work. Then they go ahead and do it for animals and try to test, like that's why the lab rat is a very common phase which is used for experimenting, because a lot of experiment in human history has been done on rats. And after that comes a part where they have to go for the human trial. Why human trial is very important? Because even if you develop conceptually all the components of any drug, human body is very unique in its construct, and there could be different kind of focus, which a different kind of reaction within the body, and hence human trial form a very important part of the entire production of any drug, vaccine or any dietary supplement or so. So hence human trials are very important. Now let's also see what all stages it goes through. So the first is preclinical, in which the any vaccine or any drug is tested clinically in for chemicals, like what kind of it use, the chemical compounds, component, and basically proof of concept. So preclinical happens, then it goes to phase 1. In human trial also it has to go to the phase 1 where 20 to 80 participant participate in the experiment. Then in phase 2 the participation increases and goes to 100 to 300. in phase 3 it further increased to include more people, more diversity, and then it includes around 1000 to 3000 participants. So all phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 is meant to be experimented on human by increasing the diversity, involving more people, so that when the drug or the vaccine is mass produced, it is mostly suitable for all the humans. So this is till third stage. In third stage, if everything goes well, they can actually submit their drug for the FDA approval. FDA is something which approves the drugs in US, so they can go for the FDA approval in after phase 3 if everything is well and fine. In phase 4, they go for the more than 1000 participant after the experiment has been confirmed by the FDA, and they have been given their stamp that okay, this vaccine is safe and it's effective. And even after that, it is got into the phase 4 where the drug is approved and now it could be used by other people. So these are the different trials stage. Now for COVID, we have to jump few phases because of the urgency of the need of trials, and WHO and even FDA and CDS, they have come together and figured out that okay, we have to pace up the whole participant thing, and because of it, in like instead of starting with few people, they have started with more people itself, so that we can have more diversity and we can test it in a rapid way, so that the vaccine could come up in an earlier phase. So I hope you understood. Hope this Oxford vaccine or any other vaccine comes to the picture in the near future and we are finally able to move out of this pandemic. Till that time, take care of your health, stay home, stay safe. Hope you have liked this video. Please comment and share.